I'm previewing the 2025 Tennessee Volunteer football team. But first, welcome to another college football podcast. If you love talking college football, I hope you'll subscribe. It is free, and I hope you'll pass it along to your friends who love college football. Now, I'm going to try to do this in 10 minutes, so here we go. When I think about Tennessee, I think about the obvious. Rocky Top, Peyton Manning, the beautiful Knoxville, Smoky Mountain area. I also think about a football team that just couldn't figure out its coaching situation. And now that has been resolved for a while now. Josh Heupel going into his 5th season. He is the first coach since Philip Fulmer to give them 3 consecutive seasons of at least 9 wins. That's crazy. And so let's dive into his coaching staff before we get into the players. We'll just start off with coordinators. Of course, he's basically running his offense. I know that they have an offensive coordinator who is listed. I believe that guy's name is Joey Halsell. Halsell? Okay, never mind. I'm already messing this up. But we definitely know Tim Banks running the defense. He's been there for a while. Let's talk about who they've lost on the offensive side of the football. All right, well, we're going to blow through this. Nico, we know what happened there. They lost Dylan Sampson, one of the best running backs to play in college football in a while. That guy, they're going to miss him. They lost most of their offensive line. And then let's talk about the wide receivers. Last year, they were loaded. They had Deontay Thornton. He's gone. Brew McCoy, gone. Squirrel White, he's playing at Florida State. All right. Let's go over to the defensive side of the football. James Pierce, the unbelievable talent, he's gone. Now, here's the good news. On the defensive side of the football, they have a lot more returning than the offense. So let's talk about the personnel on defense that's returning. Look no farther than linebacker Arion Carter. This guy is the leading tackler on the team. He comes back after a 68 tackle season. He had an interception. Let's go to the secondary. Jamad McCoy transferred in from Oregon State. And the last year was his first season in Knoxville. He had 4 interceptions. He was the 3rd leading tackler on the team. The guy made a name for himself throughout the country. Guys like Boo Carter. And right now, of the recording of this video, that's what I meant. There's something going on with Boo Carter, but I believe he's still on the football team. Dominique Bailey and Bryson Eason. These guys are extremely talented players. Dominique Bailey on the defensive line. These guys have the ability to keep Tennessee in the game while their offense figures out their identity. Now, I know that I probably overlooked some people, maybe Andre Turrentine. But overall, these are the guys who are coming back, and it's a big deal. Tennessee will lean heavily into its defense as they figure out their offense. Let's talk about the offense. Quarterback Joey Aguilar. He is a transfer out of Appalachian State. I saw this guy play. He's played a lot of college football. Behind him, a redshirt freshman, Jake Merklinger. And then true freshman, 6'6", by the way, George McIntyre. So Joey's going to get the nod. You can't blame him. He's going to get the nod. He's played a lot. He's going to have to mess up a lot to bring in the 2 guys who were inexperienced. Let's talk about Deshaun Bishop taking over for Sampson. Let's talk about Peyton Lewis right behind him, 6'1", about 212 pounds. That guy is. Let's look at Deshaun Bishop's ability to play and to take over the game. Listen, folks, you're not going to get Dylan Sampson, but you are going to get some really good results out of this guy. Let's take a look at their wide receivers. Chris Brazzell was the one who had that unbelievable catch against Alabama last year. Unbelievable for a touchdown. He's back. Mike Matthews, highly recruited. If he can stay healthy, this guy, he's going to be incredible. Travis Smith is a name that a Tennessee superfan told me. He said, listen, you need to be paying attention to Travis Smith. He's a freshman. He's 6'3". He's 207 pounds. This guy can ball. I want to say he's out of Georgia. He's a man. Braylon Staley. He's a redshirt freshman out of South Carolina. He can play. He has a lot of upside. These guys are going to have to step it up. And then Miles Kitselman, the tight end, he's the unquestionable leader of this team. Everyone knows he's the leader. He's been around for a while. And of course, Ethan Davis, he's a sophomore tight end. You'll see him get some playing time. Really quick on the offensive line, they went to Notre Dame and they got Sam Pendleton. They got Wendell Moe out of Arizona. They got Lance Hurd out of LSU. And then they got the top offensive lineman in America in David Sanders. He is projected to start for the Tennessee Volunteers. Now, I'm going to move quickly to the schedule. And I'm going to tell you what I think the key is for this season. And I've said it a couple of times already. They're going to have to lean into the defense so the offense can get its feet under them. All right? They need to figure out who's going to do what. Now, with the wide receivers, I want to say this very, very quickly. I know that a lot of people are going to look at the losses at wide receiver and go, oh, no, this is not good. I get what you're saying, and I definitely agree. It's nice when you have, well, last year's situation or the year before that when you had Jalen Hyatt. But I believe that was the year before that. But anyway, they had a loaded wide receiver room. This year, they still have talent. It's young. And people don't know who to guard. Obviously, Brazel's one of the guys that you're the number one guy you're going to focus on. But I believe this is a chance for those other guys to catch everyone off guard. So let's dive in to the schedule. And I'm going to fly through. First, I'm just going to talk about the games I believe Tennessee is going to win. They play a Syracuse team that was 9-3 last year, lost a lot of talent. A lot of talent. I believe they win that game in Atlanta. They're going to play ETSU. Beautiful Johnson City, Tennessee. It produces Dr. Enough, one of my favorite drinks. It's nothing like Dr. Pepper. They're going to beat them in Knoxville. We're going to skip over that Georgia game. UAB, that's in Knoxville. You should beat them. Mississippi State, they're terrible. You should beat them. Arkansas, you owe them some payback. That's going to be in Knoxville. I think you get it. I think you win that game. Let's go to Kentucky. I don't care if they're an SEC team. They're terrible. They're hemorrhaging talent. I'm going to skip over Oklahoma. Let's go to New Mexico State, one of the worst teams in college football. You're going to beat them. Let's skip over Florida. Let's go to Vanderbilt. I know they had a really good story last year, but guess what? I believe the story is over. Everyone knows what to expect out of that team. So as I speed up, let's go to the big games. Georgia, they're visiting Knoxville. Now, if this game was a little later on in the season, maybe I would give you more of a chance of winning it, but I believe Georgia's going to be a little too much. But if you get your footing on offense early on, you play them well, you may have a chance, but I think this is going to be a loss. Let's skip on down to Alabama. They are really a question mark across the board. They're Alabama. They have a ton of talent. This game's going to be in Tuscaloosa, but they're trying to figure out their quarterback situation. This is a toss-up game for me, but I believe they win it just based on it's in Tuscaloosa. Let's go on down to Oklahoma. They have one of the toughest schedules in college football. I mean, it's terrible. You need to pay attention to these guys, but it's in Knoxville, and I believe the seat's getting hot for Brent Venables. I believe you can definitely win this game, and I think you will take this game. It's more of a toss-up, well, kind of to a point, but I think you win this game. Let's go down to Florida. Even when Florida is bad, they've just had Tennessee's number, but Josh Heupel seems to be turning this around. Here's a game that no matter how good or how bad they are, you can't overlook. And I know it's a rivalry, but I'm telling you, you can't overlook this game. They have one of the toughest schedules in the country as well. Between them and Oklahoma, here's one point I hope you'll hold on to and think about as the season progresses. Because they have such crazy difficult schedules, maybe by the time you meet them, they're beat down not only physically, but mentally, and you can get those wins. So here's my projection for this team. I believe at best you're going to go 10-2. 10-2 will get you into the college football playoff because I believe the SEC is going to cannibalize itself as it's done multiple times in the past. Now, let's talk about probably the average. I won't say worst, but average situation. You go 8-4. It's not bad. It's not great. But I believe that definitely can happen. And I believe the worst case scenario is 8-4. Those are the teams you're going to be playing outside of those big four games. They're terrible. I mean, they're terrible. I don't care if they're SEC, they're terrible. So that's what I think about the Tennessee Volunteers. Leave in the comments section below. Who's some players that I should know about? What are your concerns with the team? Who do you think will be the starting quarterback? Do you think Aguilar keeps the reins on it? Let me know in the comments section. Hey, I hope you'll subscribe if you like what I do. I hope you'll pass it along to your friends. Y'all take care of yourself. And I'm looking